What's up, guys? Mike Thomas, aka the Young Trishula here, and I have something brand new for you guys. These cards were just revealed, and we just got translations for them. You can see here on this Facebook post that this was only 10 minutes ago that these cards were put up and the translations were posted. So I'm going in completely blind to these cards, but I thought that these cards looked cool, so I thought I'd just walk through and just get a first look at them with you guys and get this out to you guys so you guys can see the cards in case you did not see this Facebook post or whatever, because these look pretty cool. So the archetype is called Sarians. They come out in the Dimension 4 set in OCG pretty soon. And this is the first card called Sirians King Regulus. It is a level 8 Earth machine monster with 2800 attack and 1600 defense. And it has the effect that you can target a Sarians or a machine monster in your graveyard and summon it from your hand. And if you do, equip the targeted monster to it as an equip spell. Okay, so that's pretty cool. It's a level 8 monster, but it can summon itself. It needs a little bit of setup, so maybe there's going to be something in the archetype that's going to help them set up. But self-summoning is always good to see. Like I always like to see self-summoning, especially on big monsters, so I like that. Then it has a second effect. So when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can quick effect send one Sarians monster card from your hand or field to the graveyard and negate. Okay, so they have a Macabre. Like straight off the bat, we have a Macabre. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, pretty good, I would say. And yeah, like, so this is going to help us protect from hand traps, maybe like Nibiru or something if this is a board-based deck. Not really sure yet because we've only seen this one card. But yeah, off to a good start so far. Also, it has a third effect, so we have 3 effects on this card. A Sirians monster equipped with this card gains 700 attack and gains the card's second effect. Okay, so that's cool. So it looks like this archetype is going to be built around equipping monsters and then giving them effects and boosts. Okay, so the next monster that we have is Sarians Lily Baroa. Lily is a level 8 wind plant monster, and it has 2400 attack and 2500 defense. So another big girl right here. And it looks like she has the effect that you can target a Serions or a plant monster in your graveyard, special summon this card, and equip the targeted monster to this card. So I'm seeing a theme here. It looks like all the Serions are probably going to have the effect that they can summon themselves from the hand by targeting another Sarian or a monster of its same type to it to get it out of the hand. So let's see if that proves true on like the next ones. When a card is sent from the hand or field to the graveyard, you can add a Sarian spell trap to your deck to the hand. Okay, that seems really good. So this card is a searcher for spell traps, and it looks like you can trigger it yourself, so that's pretty cool. And then the third effect looks pretty similar to the third effect of the last monster. So maybe we'll see a theme with this as well. A Sarians monster equipped with this card gains 700 attack and gains the card's second effect. So this one seems pretty good. So far, both of them have actually seemed pretty okay. We have a Macabre and we have a Searcher. So let's look at the third one. We have Sarians Duke Yule. This is a level 8 light, and it is a psychic monster with 2100 attack and 2800 defense. Again, the first effect is you can target a Serions or a psychic monster in the graveyard, summon this card, and equip the targeted monster to this card. So it looks like they're all going to be different types. So Rivalry might be good against this deck if this deck is ever meta viable. So that seems good to know. And they're all different attributes as well, so maybe Gozen as well will be good against them. Let's see at the second effect is when you control an equip card, Sarians monsters you control cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That protects your board. I like that. And then again, the third effect is a Sarians monster gains 700 attack and gains the second effect. So we're definitely seeing a pattern here where the first effect is to summon itself out of the hand by targeting a Serians or a like-typed monster in the graveyard, summoning itself, equipping that card, and then they all have an effect on the field. But if you use these cards as equip spells, then they give their effect on the field to the card that they equip to. So that's really cool. That's really good. Okay, now we have Sirians Bulls Ein. This is a Fire Warrior Infernoble support. Interestingly, this one is a level 7, unlike the other ones that have been level 8. So maybe there's some cool synchro plays that we can do with this deck. Not sure yet. But we're from now on in the video for all these, I'm just going to be taking a look at the second effect because I think we get the point now. You can target a Sirians card you control and a card your opponent controls and destroy those cards. So this seems pretty good. It seems like you can use this to pop, like, to get a good trade, but I think this in combination with Lily seems really good because you could pop Lily like as the equip card, and then Lily would be able to search another card. So that seems like a pretty good synergy right there. Using those two together seems very strong. So let's take a look at the next card that we have. Next up, we have Sirians Reaper Fam. What's up, fam? It is a level... This one's a level 8 machine water with 1,400 attack and 2,500 defense. So this one seems pretty strong. And let's take a look at its second effect. Because it has the same first and third effects as the other ones. During the opponent's turn, so this one's a quick effect, you can target a Sarians card in your spell trap zone, and a card your opponent controls return them to the hand. This seems pretty good. This is Disruption. This is a Seals bounce. I like that. That's pretty good. I can't complain about that, especially because you can equip this to any of them. As long as this one's in the graveyard, you can make any of the Sarians into a Seals bounce. That seems really strong. I like that a lot. Okay, so it looks like they have a field spell. So it looks like we're out of the monsters and we're into the field spells now. So now we have Disc Arena Sarians Ring. You can only activate one copy of this card per turn. Okay, so that means it's probably going to be pretty good. You can add one Serios monster, Serios, not Sirions. So I don't know if that's a mistranslation or if there's going to be other cards with a similar name supporting the archetype. So maybe we'll find out. You can add one Serios monster from your deck to your hand as part of this card's activation. So that's pretty good. So this is basically a magical meltdown for the deck. Just a field spell that you can activate to just search one of the monsters. That's pretty good already. I like consistency. I like to see that. Number 2, it has a second effect. Once per turn, if your monster would be destroyed by battle, you can send a Sarians card or the spell card with the giant eyes. Okay, so that's definitely just a cliff note. That's definitely not like actually what the card says from your deck to the graveyard. Okay, sounds cool. So this is just protection. We like protection, and it's also fueling the graveyard. So it looks like it kind of has like a Lost World effect where you can just send a card from your deck to the graveyard instead of letting something be destroyed by battle, which is really strong. And it's fueling the graveyard for the Sarians to equip and protecting them on the field. I like to see that. And its third effect, once per turn, when a monster is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can target a Sirians monster in your graveyard, add it back to your hand. So it has some recursion built into it too. That's pretty nice. And... there looks like there's some effects that you might be able to use to trigger this with I think it was the Bull. Let me go back. Yeah, so it looks like Bull will be able to trigger that. So having Bull is probably pretty good alongside this card because you can use it to pop a card and get it back and then put it onto the field and maybe synchro off with them or overlay. Maybe that's why all of them are level 8 except for the Bull. Maybe it would be a little bit too powerful if it was a level 8. So, I don't know. That seems pretty good. Like everything we're seeing so far is pretty good. I really can't complain about anything that we've seen this far. So, now we have Inexhaustible Machine our gyro system. It looks like this is a play on like gyro or euro, however you pronounce that. I'm just gonna call it aggro system because I can't pronounce words. So Inexhaustible Machine aggro system. You can only activate one of it per turn and only once that turn. And what this card does is it sends a Sarians from your deck to the graveyard. So, okay, so they do have an inbuilt Foolish Burial. So that's pretty good. I do like to see that because so far we haven't seen a good way to get the Sarians into the graveyard to start off. But it's good to see that they actually have a Foolish Burial built into the deck. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target a Sarians card in your graveyard, add either that card or this card to your hand, and if you do, place the other on the bottom. Okay, so that's really cool. So what it looks like is this card is actually going to be a card that you're pretty much going to have access to all the time. So this isn't strictly just an immediate, like, like neg1, okay, you dump the card and now you start to play. This is a card where you can dump it into the graveyard. You can dump one into the graveyard, and then, you start playing, and then on the next turn, you use it to get back one of the monsters, put this back into the deck so you can draw it again, and then you can continue playing again, because, whatever monster you had on the field is probably back in the graveyard now. So I like this a lot. This seems really good. This is really good support. It's a good archetype-based Foolish Burial. It has a relevant effect. I like to see it. Okay, so we've got another spell. We have Sarians Charge. You can only activate one copy of this card per turn. You can send one Sarians or one inexhaustible machine aggro system to the graveyard other than Sarians Charge from your hand or spell trap card to the graveyard, draw 2. Okay, so it looks like they have an orchestrated return for the deck. That's pretty solid, not going to lie. So this is probably what you're going to be adding off of Lily if you do not already have the field spell, I would imagine. So this card seems pretty good. Can't really complain about it. Not a whole lot to say. It draws 2 cards. Not really sure what that means, but I like it. Good card. Okay, so now we're into the traps. Sarians Cross. You can only activate one Sarians Cross per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect while you control a Sarians monster, you can activate one of the following effects. Negate that effect or banish that monster. Okay, that's pretty solid. So we have both. This is effectively Baldarok, the zombie boss monster, and a single trap card. That's pretty cool. I like that. If an inexhaustible machine aggro system is in your graveyard, you can activate and resolve both of these effects in sequence. Okay, that's really cool. So if you started with the Foolish Burial, and then you get into the trap card, your trap card isn't just a negate or a banish. It is both negate and banish, which is really strong. So it seems like what the desired game plan is for you to set up a Sirians monster on the field because you have to control a Sirians, and then set probably this trap card behind it in order to, negate your opponent's monsters and remove them from the field, keep the game state simplified since all these monsters, it seems like they don't flood the board too much. It seems like they're just big beat sticks. So that seems really cool. I like that. Okay, so we have Sarian Stand-Up. You can only use one Sarian Stand-Up effect per turn and only once that turn. Target one Sarians monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Then you can equip one Sarians monster from your hand or graveyard to it. Okay, that's pretty good. It's effectively a Call of the Haunted, but it lets you just equip your equip spell to it, getting around the, you summon it from your hand and then you equip part. So pretty cool. Like that they built that in. During the main, and then it has a second effect. During the main phase, you can banish this card from the graveyard, then target one Sirians monster you control and one Sirians monster in your graveyard. Equip the monster in your graveyard to the monster you control as an equip spell. Okay, that's pretty good. I like trap cards that have effects in the graveyard. That's usually pretty strong. It means that they're not, total just you use their effect and then it's done. I like that a lot. It gives the deck a little bit more versatility, which is always nice. I'm not sure how good this will be, but, it doesn't seem bad. It seems like okay. This one seems all right. And those are all the ones that we have so far revealed. So I think that is going to be it for the video. Let me know what you guys think about these new cards down in the comment section below. Personally, I think these cards are really interesting, really cool. Maybe not the strongest cards we've ever seen, but definitely there's some potential there. I think it's really cool that they can interact with not only themselves, but monsters of the same type. So it looked like we had 1 or 2 of them that were machines. So I think maybe you could do something cool with like Scrap Recycler as a normal summon in the deck, and use Scrap Recycler to dump the Earth Sarian and start your combos that way. That could be really cool. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy this content, or subscribe. I'm putting out a lot more content these days than I have in the past, so hopefully you'll stick around, enjoy me, and I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Goodbye.